Odour.
Odor.
Odoriferous.
Odoriferous.
Odourless.
Odorless.
Odorous.
Odorous.
Odorous gases.
Odour.
Odor.
The faint odour of damp. The faint odour of damp. Obnoxious odours from a factory.
Odorous.
Odour. Odourless.
Odorless.
A colorless, odorless liquid.
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
A spiritual odyssey.
They departed Texas on a 3-year odyssey that took them as far as Japan.
OECD.
OECD.
Oedipal.
Oedipal.
Oedipus complex.
Oedipus complex.
Oa.
Or. Esophagus.
Esophagus.
Estrogen.
Estrogen.
Oeuvre.
Oeuvre.
The oeuvre of Van Gogh.
Of.
Of.
The back of the house. The last scene of the movie. The end of the day.
A friend of Mark's.
Avocado salad is a favourite of mine.
Product inspection is the responsibility of the employees themselves.
The cost of the meal. The beauty of the scenery.
The length of the swimming pool.
Some of the students. Sunflowers is one of his best-known paintings. 2 of the guests are vegetarian.
A member of the baseball team.
2 kilos of sugar.
Millions of dollars. A bar of chocolate. A cup of coffee. Several packets of cigarettes.
Truckloads of refugees.
A herd of elephants.
His circle of friends.
A bunch of bananas.
The city of New York.
The art of painting. The problem of unemployment.
At the age of 52.
An increase of 3%. The plays of Shakespeare. The paintings of Picasso.
The work of a great architect.
A story of love and loss.
News of his arrest.
A photo of Elizabeth. A map of Indonesia.
The cancellation of the meeting.
The killing of innocent children. Supporters of the project.
The ringing of the phone.
The arrival of a visitor.
He's always been frightened of spiders.
Most children want their parents to feel proud of them.
The day of the accident.
The week of the festival.
I was at home at the time of the murder. A historic seaside town 99 kilometres south of London.
To the left of the sofa is a table. I live within a mile of here.
Albright was seen as a woman of great determination. It's an area of considerable historical interest.
He has 2 children, a boy of 12 and a girl of 15.
It was kind of you to remember my birthday.
The people of China. Jesus of Nazareth. King Philip II of Spain.
The secretary of the tennis club.
The 27th of July.
The presidential election of 1825. One of the biggest upsets of recent years.
It's 7:15.
He died of cancer. A dress of pure silk.
We often used to walk by the river of an evening.
Of course.
Of course.
Well, she won, of course.
You should of course keep copies of all your correspondence. Of course, there will be some difficult times ahead.
Can I ring you back in a minute? Yes, of course. Is it okay if I have another cup of coffee? Of course, help yourself. Do you really believe her? Of course I do. I hope this idea of yours works. Of course it'll work.
Don't get angry, she's only 13. Of course.
The correct answer is 83. Oh, yes, of course. Have you been reading my email? Of course not. Do you mind if I bring a friend? No, of course not.
Off.
Off.
He got into his car and drove off.
Suddenly they turned off and parked in a side road.
Once we were off the main freeway, the trip felt more like a vacation.
Her husband was off on a business trip somewhere. Are you ready? Off we go.
I must be off now.
They were off to Italy and wanted to make an early start.
Keep off the grass.
As he leaned forward, his hat fell off. As he leaned forward, his hat fell off.
Someone had taken the mirror off the wall.
Take your coat off.
I was trying to scrape the mud off my boots. I was trying to scrape the mud off my boots.
I'll get off at the next stop. I'll get off at the next stop.
Everyone got off the train at Winnipeg.
Will someone switch the radio off? Will someone switch the radio off?
Make sure all the lights are off.
My secretary's been off with flu for the past week.
Claire had to stay off school because her mother was ill.
You look tired. Why don't you take tomorrow off?
He needs more time off duty for relaxation and rest. Going to work today, Mum? No, it's my day off today.
My brother once borrowed some money off him.
I got this necklace off a woman outside the market.
We could see the cliffs of Shetland about 2 miles off.
Cara's home was a long way off across the sea.
With the exams now only a week off, I had to study hard. Christmas seemed a long way off.
Any kind of peace agreement still seems a long way off.
Our hotel was just off the main street.
An island off the coast of France.
There's a small bathroom off the main bedroom.
A narrow street leading off the corner of the square.
If you buy more than 10, they knock 10% off. The wedding's off. The race may have to be called off if the bad weather continues.
She walked out before the end of your lecture, which I thought was a bit off. Look, I know when someone's being off with me.
The school's fairly well off for books these days. The school's fairly well off for books these days.
How are you off for sports equipment? How are you off for sports equipment?
We've been going out together for 5 years, off and on.
Toby's been off his food for a few days.
I used to enjoy tennis, but I've gone off it a bit now. She seems to have gone off Mark since he's grown a beard.
The operation was a success, and she's off the morphine.
Ugh, the milk's off.
Do you think the meat's gone off? Do you think the meat's gone off? I'm sorry, the fish pie is off today, sir.
Sales figures for last year were a little off compared with those of the previous year.
Our calculations were off. Guess again, you're way off.
Brian never usually loses his temper. He must be having an off day.
In the off-season, there's hardly anyone staying at the hotel.
The horses were in line, ready for the off. She was doubtful about the interview from the off. She was doubtful about the interview from the off.
The guy who did this ought to be offed.
Off-air.
Off-air.
Off-air television recordings.
Awful.
Awful.
Off balance.
Off balance.
The sudden movement of the ship knocked them both off balance.
I was thrown off balance by some of the more difficult questions I was asked.
Off-beat.
Offbeat. Offbeat humour.
She's a little offbeat, but she's a wonderful actress.
Off-centre.
Off-center.
Place the photo slightly off-centre so that there is more space on the page.
Off-chance.
Off-chance. I just came to see you on the off-chance that Pippa might be here.
Off-colour.
Off-color. Off-color jokes.
She's been feeling a bit off-colour lately.
Off-cut.
Off-cut.
Off-duty.
Off-duty.
An off-duty guard.
I shall be off duty on Thursday.
Offence.
Offense.
His solicitor said he committed the offence because he was heavily in debt. Sexual offences against children. The problem was how to say no to her without causing offence. Don't be upset by what he said. He meant no offence.
No offense, but this cheese tastes like rubber.
I think he took offence at my lack of enthusiasm.
No offense, but this cheese tastes like rubber.
I think he took offence at my lack of enthusiasm. I think he took offence at my lack of enthusiasm. The weapon of offence used during the attack. The weapon of offence used during the attack.
Offend.
Offend.
His remarks deeply offended many Scottish people.
Liddy was offended by such a personal question. The careful language is designed not to offend.
A solution must be found that doesn't offend too many people.
Some of these new buildings really offend the eye.
Many of the young men here are likely to offend again.
Broadcasters have a responsibility not to offend against good taste and decency.
Offended.
Offended.
Stella was beginning to feel a little offended.
I knew that Piers would be deeply offended.
I get very offended when he talks to me like that.
Radio listeners who are easily offended.
Offender.
Offender.
Community punishment is used for less serious offenders. At 16, Scott was already a persistent offender.
Among causes of air pollution, car exhaust fumes may be the worst offender. Among causes of air pollution, car exhaust fumes may be the worst offender.
Offending.
Offending.
I decided to have the offending tooth removed. Offending behaviour.
The offending vehicle. His offending remarks.
Offence.
Offence.
The Bears are going to have to work on their offence this season. Offensive.
Offensive.
I found her remarks deeply offensive.
Crude jokes that are offensive to women.
Offensive behaviour. An offensive smell.
Jan was convicted of possessing an offensive weapon.
The troops took up offensive positions.
The Jets' offensive strategy.
Rick's remarks were offensively racist.
A military offensive.
A major offensive was launched on August 22nd. Republicans went on the offensive over soaring gasoline prices.
The international coalition was ready to take the offensive.
Offer.
Offer. Can I offer you something to drink?
They offered him a very good job, but he turned it down.
Maureen lit a cigarette and offered one to Lucy.
The drama school offers places to students who can show talent.
I don't need any help, but it was nice of you to offer.
My dad has offered to pick us up.
The newspaper offered to apologise for the article.
Your doctor should be able to offer advice on diet.
The course offers the opportunity to specialise in the final year. A number of groups offer their services free of charge.
The centre offers a wide range of sports facilities.
I did what I could to offer comfort to the family.
Canada has much to offer in terms of location and climate. Canada has much to offer in terms of location and climate.
He felt he had nothing to offer her that she wanted.
They've offered us £75,000 for the house. They've offered us £75,000 for the house.
The police are offering a reward for any information.
I'll raise the subject when a suitable occasion offers itself.
I can't turn down the offer of a free trip to Milan.
His offer to resign will be accepted.
Will you accept their offer?
Within 20 minutes, they were prepared to make us an offer.
The company made an offer of $5 million for the site.
I'll be interested if Newcastle make me a good offer, said the 25-year-old striker. I'll be interested if Newcastle make me a good offer, said the 25-year-old striker.
We're asking £2,500, but we're open to offers.
All special offers advertised in this brochure are subject to availability. All special offers advertised in this brochure are subject to availability.
There's a free offer on orders over £45. To take advantage of this offer, complete the attached forms.
Activities on offer include sailing, rowing and canoeing. I was impressed with the designs on offer. Lean minced beef is on offer this week.
Offering.
The latest offering from Nancy Griffith.
Offertory.
Off-grid. They supply all types of off-grid energy products for caravans and motorhomes.
Off guard.
Off-guard.
The sudden snowstorm caught us all off guard.
Offhand.
She said you were a bit offhand with her this afternoon. An offhand tone of voice.
An offhand remark.
I can't remember offhand where the file is.
Office.
The department occupies an office just a mile from the White House.
The head office is in Edinburgh.
Did you go to the office today?
Have a nice day at the office.
The agency has a network of regional offices.
Office staff need well-designed desks and chairs.
The increased demand for office space.
The manager's office.
Sorry, Anne's not in her office right now.
Dan shares an office with Lisa.
Can you phone again during office hours?
Professor Lee's office hours are from 2 to 4 on Mondays and Thursdays.
The office of President.
She was celebrating 10 years in office. A provisional military government took office.
Trujillo held office as finance minister. A 5-year term of office.
The Foreign Office.
The office of the district attorney.
The tourist office.
Is there a lost property office?
I managed to obtain a visa through the good offices of a friend in the service. I managed to obtain a visa through the good offices of a friend in the service.
Office boy.
Office boy.
Office building.
Office building.
Office holder.
Office holder.
The Office of Public Sector Information.
The office of public sector information.
Office party.
Office party.
Officer.
Officer.
A commanding officer of the SAS.
A prison officer.
The chief medical officer.
The organization's public information officer.
A request for 400 more officers.
Officer Murdoch.
Official.
Official.
A government official.
Senior administration officials.
An official investigation into the causes of the explosion.
The official policy on education.
Official statistics about illegal drug use. You will have to get official permission first.
Finally, the letter of appointment came, making it all official.
The president was leaving for a 4-day official tour of Mexico.
The Queen's performance of official duties.
They dined in an official capacity with other European leaders.
The Lord Mayor's official residence.
Many doubted the official version of events.
The official line was that the troops were there to protect the king.
The company's official logo.
The official representative from the American administration.
The official opening of the institute was in May.
Officialdom.
Officialdom.
Officialese. Officialese.
Officially.
Officially. The new church was officially opened on July the 5th.
Nothing has yet been officially announced.
The scheme was officially launched in May.
Has the company officially confirmed the appointment?
The number of officially recognized political parties.
Officially, the talks never took place.
Official receiver.
Official receiver.
Officiate.
Officiate.
Officious.
Officious. An officious traffic warden.
Offing.
Offing.
Big changes were in the offing.
Off-key.
Off-key.
The band sounded slightly off-key.
The jokes during the violent action scenes seemed off-key.
Someone upstairs was singing off-key.
Off-kilter.
Off-kilter.
The paintings were slightly off-kilter.
Her off-kilter sense of humour.
Off-license.
Off-license.
Off-limits.
Off-limits.
Footpaths are, of course, off-limits to bikers.
Unlike most group discussions, nothing was off-limits.
Offline.
Off-limits.
Offline.
Offline. I work offline most of the day.
The printer was offline all morning.
Offline storage.
Offload.
Offload.
The dealer had offloaded some of the shares onto a willing client. The men offloaded their cargo.
Off-message.
Off-message.
Off-peak.
Off-peak. Telephone charges are lower during off-peak periods.
Off-piste.
Off-piste.
Off-piste skiing.
Off-print.
Off-print.
Off-putting. Off-putting.
Some women found the competitive style of the discussions off-putting.
Off-ramp.
Off-ramp.
Off-road.
Off-road.
An off-road vehicle. Off-road cycling.
Off-road tracks.
Off-screen.
Off-screen.
What's he like off-screen? Off-screen romances.
Off-season.
Off-season.
Most hotels are closed in the off-season.
Take advantage of our special off-season fares.
Offset.
Offset.
Cuts in prices for milk, butter, and cheese will be offset by direct payments to farmers. Cuts in prices for milk, butter, and cheese will be offset by direct payments to farmers.
He was able to offset his travel expenses against tax.
His blonde hair offset a deep tan.
If you have to travel by air, offset your carbon emissions by supporting renewable energy projects. If you have to travel by air, offset your carbon emissions by supporting renewable energy projects.
Offset mortgage. Offset mortgage.
Offshoot.
Offshoot.
The company was originally an offshoot of Bell Telephones. The Mafia and its offshoots.
Offshore.
Offshore.
Offshore oil fields.
An offshore island.
Offshore financial centres.
A boat anchored offshore.
Many IT jobs have been offshored.
Offshoring.
Offshoring. Many IT jobs have been offshored.
Offside.
Offside.
The offside headlight.
Off-site.
Offside.
Off-site.
Off-site.
The off-site disposal of harmful waste.
A small team worked off-site on the project.
Offspring.
Offspring.
A young mother trying to control her offspring.
A lion and its offspring.
Offstage.
Offstage.
There was a loud crash off stage.
Off stage, Peter seemed a shy sort of person.
Offstage noises.
Off-street.
Off-street.
Off the peg.
Off the peg.
It was only a cheap suit. Bought off the peg.
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Off the wall.
Off the wall.
An off-the-wall concept.
Off the shelf.
Off the shelf.
Off-the-shelf database software.
Off the record. Off the record.
The Prime Minister's remarks were strictly off the record. Off track.
Off track.
Few states allow off-track betting.
Off-white.
Off-white.
An off-white blouse.
Off year.
Off year.
An off year for car sales.
Oft.
OFT.
Oft repeated advice.
Often.
Often.
She often works at the weekend. If you wash your hair too often, it can get too dry.
How often do you see your parents?
I quite often go to Paris on business.
Robin is a difficult child. You've said so yourself often enough. It's not often that a government minister will admit to being wrong.
It's often difficult to translate poetry.
Very often children who behave badly at school have problems at home. All too often doctors are too busy to explain the treatment to their patients.
This type of accident happens only too often.
An inspector comes round every so often to check the safety equipment.
More often than not, the train is late.
Oftentimes.
Oftentimes.
Oftentimes, I have to wait more than 20 minutes for a bus.
Ogle.
Ogle.
I didn't like the way he was ogling me.
OGM.
OGM.
O grade.
O grade.
Ogre.
Ogre.
Her father sounded like a real ogre.
O.
Oh. Oh, look, I think that's Harry over there.
Milk, cereal, juice. Oh, and put lettuce on the list too.
Have you met his wife? Oh, yes. I know her quite well. I hope Jenny won't be angry. Oh, no, don't worry about that. Can you lend me £10? Oh, all right, but only until tomorrow.
I met your friend in town. Oh, what's her name?
Oh, aren't those flowers gorgeous?
Oh, how awful.
Oh, no. I've left my keys in the car.
Oh, good. You're still here.
Oh, God, I forgot all about it.
Oh, well, never mind.
Frances has left her husband, you know. Oh, has she?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ohm.
Ohm.
Oh-ho. Oh-ho.
OHP.
OHP.
Oi.
Oi.
Oi, you. Come over here a minute. Oik.
Oik.
Oil. Oil.
A rise in the price of oil.
The importance of protecting our oil supplies.
An oil refinery.
Check the oil level in your car every week. The heating system runs on oil.
Cooking oil.
Coconut oil shampoo.
Fish oils are supposed to help relieve arthritis. Fish oils are supposed to help relieve arthritis. Fish oils are supposed to help relieve arthritis.
I usually paint in oils.
The bicycle chain needs oiling.
I asked Simon to oil my back for me.
Oil-based.
Oil-based.
Oil-based paints.
Oil bearing.
Oil bearing.
Oil can.
Oil can. Oilcloth.
Oilcloth.
Oiled.
Oiled.
Place the sausages on an oiled baking tray.
Oil field.
Oil field.
Oil fired.
Oil fired.
Oil-free.
Oil free.
An oil-free sun lotion.
Oil lamp.
Oil lamp. Oilman.
Oilman.
Oil paint.
Oil paint.
Oil painting.
Oil painting.